Welcome to the Avert podcast, where we talk with some of the most creative people within North Texas and beyond. I'm your host, Michael Gibson Jr. I've been working on a film, and it's called Alora. It is now an official selection of the 2019 Denton Black Film Festival. It was written by myself and my friend, the very talented Nicholas Muthersbagh, and was directed by him. The story is about a single mother who is training to become a NASA astronaut to go on a mission to potentially visit a new planet that has been discovered within the Goldilocks zone of a star. The conflict arises in that she has to make a choice on going on the mission of a lifetime versus the love of her daughter that she would potentially have to leave behind. It's an amazing story, and I hope you come check it out. The world premiere is on Saturday, January 26, 2019 at 6:15 at the Campus Theater in Denton, Texas. The film is also currently up for 2 awards, Best Short and Best Texas Short. We will have a link at avertyoureyespod.com so you can see the trailer as well as get tickets to the screening. And we hope to see you out there. The film stars 3 amazing actresses that we have the opportunity to work with. And on this episode, we're speaking with Lauren Brizendine, who is a friend of the podcast and plays the mother in the film. She hails from the bayous of Louisiana and has a passion for all things creative. After graduating with a degree in fashion design and working in the business for a decade, Lauren found comedy and acting as an outlet for dealing with the stresses of a demanding industry. In 2009, she began studying at the Dallas Comedy House in Dallas, Texas, and became the first woman graduate of the program. She is also a graduate of 4-Day Weekend in Fort Worth, Texas, and has been a part of a variety of improv, sketch, and writing teams. In addition to her comedy credits, Lauren has been featured as a screen actor for NBC, TCU, and other independent projects. During our conversation, we discuss acting in Alora, working with the cast and crew, performing stand-up comedy for the first time, and so much more on episode 38 of the Avert Your Eyes podcast. Consider yourself warned.
I have good feelings. I have such good feelings. I just have good feelings. I can't explain it. I think that 2019 is going to just be amazing for you, and I feel like it's going to be amazing for me, and I feel like it's just going to be everything that 2018 wasn't. Because 2018 just wasn't. But
I know from on my side, it was kind of a roller coaster. I had some really, really high highs and, some kind of crazy lows.
Same. I would definitely what's the word I'm looking for? Repeat that sentiment. That's how mine was too, for sure. So definitely some low lows, but I'm on the upside of that, and I'm just, I'm in a film, and that's what I kept telling people back home. I'm in a film, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. First of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And we're recording this. Today is King's Day. We're recording this on, this is Sunday, January 6th.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure when this is going to go out, but
yes,
she just served me some delicious king cake and some king ice cream.
King cake ice cream, yes. Because today is actually the start of the Mardi Gras season.
Now, for people that don't know what Mardi Gras really is all about, why don't you go ahead and explain? Yeah,
Mardi Gras is my favorite holiday for people who don't know. No, Mardi Gras is basically a celebration that kind of starts today and lasts through Fat Tuesday, which is always the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. So I like to say it's a religious holiday, but most people don't believe me. And it's just a time where, the parades start rolling, people start making king cakes, you just it's carnival season, there's songs about it too. The music at this time is great. So, I like to celebrate, even if it's just a small celebration, I still like to celebrate.
What's your favorite part about Mardi Gras and just the whole season?
Well, when I was younger, we used to actually get out of school for Mardi Gras. So like that was my favorite part was like vacation time. But now I think it's just like kind of like Mardi Gras is really just like, it's like freedom to just kind of be yourself and kind of just freedom to party and freedom to like eat king cake every day and to go to a ball and dance with all the like, I mean, there's a whole nother aspect of it that people don't know about, like the people who put on parades, like a crew, where they have these like lavish balls with like costumes and like, I mean, I know Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year, but I don't know. I disagree. I think it's this time. So, and I hear my dog barking in the background. Sorry about that.
That's fine. That's how you know he's alive and well.
Yes, exactly. But
for those that don't know, and you were kind of nervous too.
Yeah.
I kind of am too, to see where this goes, because I've only had people on once. There's been like one or two people that I've had on a second time.
Yeah. Oh, this is my second time.
Yeah.
Am I part of the second timers club? I don't know.
So, but like, you know, I usually have like all sorts of questions to ask, but like I've asked most of them, you know, or all of them the last time that you were here. So.
Well, I'm like, I mean, I feel like there's things we could still talk about.
Exactly,
I mean, there's like this little, I don't know, project we did together. I think. What? We did a project together? I think we should definitely talk about that.
Oh, why don't we go ahead and jump into that?
Yes. So I'm like, what are the project questions? Do I get that? Do I get the special set of project questions?
The project that we worked on together is a short film that I co-wrote with another gentleman, Nicholas Muthersbagh, who also directed the film. It's called Alora.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And you play the mother.
I do. That was funny. I think it's funny because like, I guess I never really saw myself in such a dramatic role. And when it turned out to be like way more dramatic than I thought it was going to be, I was just very shocked because like I see myself as more of a comedian, obviously. All the stuff that I write, all the stuff that I'm in definitely has a lightheartedness. And this was like, woo, let's just go. Let's just be like a mom and like, let's be all dramatic. And that was like very nerve wracking. Both of those things, like playing a dramatic mother, like, because I'm none of those things in real life.
But as somebody who's not a mother and then having to like instantly bond with this child. Yeah,
so that was fun. But I think we did, like, I don't know. I loved it. I had a lot of fun. And like, I remember when I read the script for the first time and there wasn't a whole lot of, dialogue. And I was just like, wait, what? You want me to not talk in this movie? Like what? And then, I don't know, like, it's such a touching story that it's like kind of hard, like, not to bond. And I'm kind of getting emotional because I know it happens, but, like, it's hard not to, you know, like, I think if you remember, like, Maddie and I had some kind of powerful moments, like, that were like, okay, I think we did some good bonding there and cut, you know, like it was, sorry about that. But yeah, like I loved working on that project. Like it was the highlight of my year. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it was the past year and a half, 2 years that we've been hammering this thing out has been the highlight
and
of all that time.
You know, like can I just say this? Like,
you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm about to. So here we go. Like,
let me strap in.
Yeah. Okay. I think everybody, without like kind of going into what everything's all about, it's like everybody comes to a point in their lives where you have a choice between like two things, right? Like you either can do this or you can do that. You can, chase a dream or you can like not chase a dream. And for whatever reason, that message just like resonated. And I think that message just resonated. Like now is like the time for kind of stories like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just, and I keep getting emotional when I talk about it, which is like surprising to me. I'm just excited to watch it. Like can I just say that I hate that? Like hate is a strong word, but it takes me a while to watch myself on screen. So this is gonna like, I don't know why. I think it's my nose. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, is that what I really look like doing that? But, I know you guys did such just like a beautiful job. And like, I think about the trailer and I am beyond excited.
We're beyond excited too, because like, you bring up a lot of those points about a character, making a dream, having the choice, or the choice not to make, follow that dream. And
it's like Storm My Life.
I think, everybody, whether, you have a child or not, will, it'll resonate strongly with everyone.
Yes. Yeah. That is kind of how I feel about it, is that it's something that like, first of all, my mom couldn't even like watch it. First of all, she couldn't watch the trailer because she just cried like every time.
Really?
And then and then when I told her what it was about, she couldn't handle it. Like she was like, I can't believe, like, so there's just something kind of like, I think we would say like in Bayou land, like there's just something very magical about it. And I'm just incredibly like grateful to have just been a part of it. I really am.
And I'm grateful to have you be a part of this and trust us to,
oh man,
to, tell this story. Cause I know that, we had run off, we shot this thing back in 2017. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we did have a couple pickups that we asked for a little later on, but we shot this thing in 2017 and we've made it into the Denton Black Film Festival. It's 2019. It's in when everything's all said and done, it's like a year and a half, but like 2017 to 2019, that's like 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think things manifest in their own time, and that's usually the right time. Like, right. I think about this film, I think about, even like things that I'm doing, like they kind of just like manifest at the right time, so that's okay. That's my dog Mo. She is Cajun. It's Meaux. And she wants to be a part of everything I'm a part of. So it's just her being her, I guess. But
I'm so excited that you were a part of this thing. I set out from the beginning as like when we were writing this, and when Nick and I went to cast, I was like, I know the mom.
I know the mom, which is like, I feel like that's God's way of being funny, because he's like, I know the mom who is like not a mom. But let me tell you, I'm the best aunt ever. Like, I just got back from Louisiana, and like they call me Tonty Law, right? Because like Tonty means aunt, and like we're kind of French. We're like French-ish down there. And they like love me. And I think that's where I like can tap into some of those instincts and stuff. I think naturally my instincts are probably more animal related because I have all of the pets, but I can give them by name as well if you would like. But like I hung out with them on break, and like, it was the funnest thing ever. We made videos, we took selfies, and they range in age from like, God, we have everything from like a 5-year-old to like an 18-year-old, like just all the nieces and nephews. Like, I think there's 9 total. Like, so people at Christmas are like, oh, like I have so many presents to buy for all my kids. I'm like, you should have 9 nieces and nephews. I feel like Santa Claus, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of getting on a tangent, but I'm just thinking about like trying to tap into those motherly instincts. And I'm like, I think I'd be an awesome mom because I'm like a fun mom. I'm a fun aunt. So maybe I'd be like a cool mom. I don't know. In this movie, I'm a NASA mom, so I don't know what was she like when she was not at NASA? Like, surely she was cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what did you envision for Sarah outside of NASA?
I really didn't. When we were writing it, like the impetus for us writing it, we did it for a film festival, but you had to write a movie that was 10 minutes or less. You had access to all this NASA footage, and the footage had to be 10% or more. And so me and the co-writer sat down and we were like, okay, me being a big burly Jamaican dude and him being, bald, skinny white dude.
Okay. I mean, like you guys, I feel like you guys are like amazing. Like,
but we challenged ourselves because, being men, we wanted to write a strong, powerful story about strong women.
Good.
And so,
good. Right. Oh man.
Cause it's time.
Right. Yeah. I think I was watching, I know you don't want to hear about the Golden Globes. I'm not going to tell you who won and who did what, but like, that was kind of the overall message of like the overall thing. Like, it's time for things to kind of change. Just, I would say that most people, in the world would probably agree that like, a change is upon us. I mean, it's about time to like stop with all the bad things and like start kind of, right, focusing our attention to more positive things, which is, how I like to roll. So, I'm glad we're doing this.
I mean, everybody talks about like change, all this change and stuff. And I understand like people have had issues in the past or, maybe even today still, but like, it takes the incremental changes and stuff. But growing up, I've only ever known strong women, so like,
well, that's nice. I have like 5,000 brothers. So I like, oh man, I wish like what a blessing,
yeah. So I've always sort of looked at, these examples all around me, my mother was a stay-at-home mom, but, one of her best friends, she had her own business and, and then just navigating the business world. I've had so many female bosses that it's just second nature to me.
You were like, I had to do this. I had to just do this. Like,
not even necessarily, this story or anything like that. But it's just like, it's just something that like, there were.
It's kind of like ingrained in you. It sounds
but then you hear all these, horrible stories too about, guys being, just misogynistic and not, I've always looked at, people as like equals, until they show me otherwise.
I totally agree with that. I think that there are just good people and there are bad people. Like, it doesn't matter if you're like a man or a woman, I kind of joke about growing up with all brothers. They were all great people. My mom is probably the strongest female I know too, and I think that, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting off on a tangent, but this
podcast is all about tangents.
Yes, today's podcast is all
brought to you
by tangents. Yeah, but no, you talk about strong women, and there's certainly that theme, and I just when you kind of connect with how you're raised, it's like, well, I guess I think of my aunts and stuff too. Now that I'm kind of peeling back the onion, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, my Aunt Darlene is hysterical, first of all. My Aunt Charlene, she was a stay-at-home mom, and she, kind of ran the roost. And then, yeah, like my Aunt Mo. So I'm like, okay, maybe I was like misjudging it. But now I'm on a tangent again. Like, oh man. That's why I had notes. That's why I was like, if I stick to my notes, then I won't get on tangents. But
as you can see, I have no notes.
Okay, good. As you can see, I have notes. Like things going on in my life. Obviously, the film was probably the most important that I felt like we should talk about. But wanted to show you that it's also King's Day today. So just to come full circle. But yeah.
Now, you see yourself as a comedic actor. I've known you for several years.
Yeah.
Performing improv and sketches.
Yes.
And stuff with 4-Day and stuff. Like, how much of a stretch was this for
All
you?
the stretch. It was like the hottest yoga class of stretching that could ever happen. Like, this was just everything that I'm not. Like, imagine just, I don't even know, like silly, I'm like silly putty of a stretch. It just, I like had some reservations, I think, at first. Like, I think you had asked me and I was just like, oh, let me see what my schedule's like. My schedule's like so busy. Yeah, exactly. But I think it was just because I was like really scared to be vulnerable, because I think dramatic acting, requires like vulnerableness that I'm just like, that's like mine. And I like to like keep it in my little box, in my little acting closet tucked away. So when you were like, okay, I have this great role, the mother Sarah, if you could do this, and I'm like, I don't know where that box is, but it ended up being like really one of the most challenging, but probably best things I've ever done in my life. Like, and then I get all teary again, because I know, like, I think about the experience. I think about the one scene we did. Do you remember the scene?
Yes.
I couldn't breathe after that scene. I was so like, I can't even believe that just like happened. Like, I can't breathe right now. Like, I believed myself, like in that moment. And like when you came in and you were, you know the scene.
Yeah, I know the scene.
Okay, I'm like, I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away.
Yes, I do have a cameo. There's a certain somebody that has a cameo, so keep an eye out for that.
Oh man. But oh goodness. Yeah. Wow, we made a film.
We did.
That's I am constantly like in amazement, without trying to get choked up, of just like where life takes you, because I just like, I would have never thought that someone who like grew up being a fashion designer and like wanting to do that stuff would end up in a film. Like, if somebody would have told me that, I probably would have laughed. I would have laughed. I definitely would have laughed. But like, I'm emotional just because like, it's just overwhelming to think that like, this is like, maybe it's not that big of a deal and I'm just blowing it up, but it's like, I just feel like it was such a special thing. I really do. And I'm like forever grateful to you and Nick for like asking me to be a part of this. Like, I feel like this is my acceptance speech at the Golden Globes that I missed tonight, or I caught pieces of. But I am. I'm so glad for my dog, because she keeps kind of making me laugh so that this isn't a crying podcast, but yes, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for trusting in us and, just giving of yourself to the screen.
Oh man.
To share with everybody. What was your favorite part about working with Nick?
So, my favorite thing about working with Nick was that he is very positive. He kind of, you just like trust him. I don't know. Like, I can't explain.
And I do.
Yeah, exactly. And, he's just like, I kind of want you to do this. And you're like, sure, that feels totally natural, to run in weeds that are like as tall as my, no, I'm kidding. But, yeah, like I enjoyed working with him a lot. And I hope that there are projects in the future that we could continue to collaborate on, because I like to collaborate on projects. So, yeah, that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. So,
what about working with Maddie?
Oh, she's just cute. I mean, she's like fun. She's always wanting to kind of like, kind of climb on you and love you. And you're just like, hey, I'm all about, I'm all about that life. So, and she has, I think she has like kind of a unique spirit about her too. Like there's something, I think that's kind of what I connected with her on set, is that she's, she comes in purple hair and kind of has like a little, just a little cuteness about her that I'm just like, I love her spirit. So yeah, there's every single person that was involved in this project was just a joy and a blessing to work with, for sure.
You don't have to say that about me. Just come
I do, because it was a joy and a blessing to work with you. So, and I will never tell a lie. Well, I mean, I'm a person, but no, it was, I loved working with Nick and Maddie, and this other guy who said I can't talk about him. It's fine. But.
Well, what did you think about working with me?
I've always, like you said, I've known you for, how long have we known each other?
It's been a couple of years, because
I think it's been more than a couple.
Well, I've been doing the podcast for 2 years, and so it's been 2 years since I've been doing improv, and so it's been,
I'm thinking
so it's been
14, 15-ish. It's kind of when I met you at 4-Day, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if I TA'd for a class or something.
I think you did.
Yeah, it was Anthony's class.
Yes.
And,
Anthony Bowling.
Yes. And, gosh, that's maybe 2014. Wow. We're starting to go back now. It's 2019. We go back 5 years. That's it's a long time. And so, longer than marriages nowadays, I hear. So, yeah, of course, you were, and I think that gave me the confidence in the beginning to take on something that was very challenging, is when you're like, okay, well, your friend who you know and trust is involved in this project, even though you kind of are scared for yourself because, you're just being a human. You just need to go ahead and do this, because it's going to be great. And of course it was. So I'm just #truth. So.
But I also got to experience some other stuff with you outside of the film. I got to take you on your first open mic. Was
that last year or the year before last?
That was last year.
Oh my goodness. It feels like it was eons ago. I loved that. Can I just tell you that was one of the highlights of 2018. Was that 17? I don't know.
You know what? It's on my phone. I have the video.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I want to say it was last year.
It was 2018. It just feels like eons ago. And I remember feeling the same way of like, I shouldn't do this. And you're like, no, it's open mic. Let's do it. It's totally cool. And I did. And it was like one of the best things I've ever done in my whole life. And I always used to think that stand up, like I was so scared to do stand up and I'd never want to do it. And it was so comforting and I loved it so much. Like I need to put those pictures back up too, because that was seriously one of the greatest moments. Now I'm looking at my phone too. I'm like, what?
But you went first, so no, it was 2017.
Okay.
June 27th.
Well, they all run together
like
now.
It does.
Does that mean we're getting old? I feel like it means we're getting old.
Yeah.
But I know I'm getting old. I had my first gray hair like a couple months ago. Freaked me out. I was like, I'm getting old. I'm not old, but
as you know, you're talking to somebody that's got a salt and pepper beard.
Yeah, but that's like regal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe I could do like a Cruella de Vil stripe or something whenever the rest of my gray hair comes in. Make it chic, of course,
Of course.
But yeah, oh my goodness, that was so fun. In fact, I was telling my younger brother, cause like my brothers, like we all love stand-up comedy. And I was telling him, I was like, I need to start doing some more open mic nights. Like once life kind of slows down, because like, I don't know, my life is like a lot of moving parts right now, like literally moving parts. But I would love to do some more stand-up. Like whenever you're ready, let's go. Let's go do it.
I need to write some more material because I haven't done any new material since then because I've been podcasting. I've been working on the movie. I had challenged myself to try to write a new movie before 2018 was up. I've got some stuff, down on paper, but I haven't finished anything yet. But we'll see where 2019 takes me. But
yeah, well, I think like creativity is my favorite thing. Like, and I know that sometimes like I want to write a movie in 2019 or like I want to write a sketch or like I'm trying to produce a web series right now. And like life just kind of gets in the way sometimes because the web series is not ready to be created, or like you got to just kind of like almost embrace those times where things aren't working your way because it's really just the creative process kind of like processing, if you will. So yeah, like now you got my wheels turned. I'm like, oh, you're writing, you're writing something, but,
I'm writing like, it's so weird, but it's funny because like I've worked on this thing, but then like now we're trying to do the festival run for it. And I was ecstatic when we found out we got in the Denton Black Film Festival. And we're still submitting to other stuff and, and seeing what else we can do with it. But it was just like, I've had like all these ideas for like different things and it seems like the dam is just like kind of burst and like, so, I have like all these ideas that I need to get down on paper, but I have no time to like do all of it. And so like, I was trying to finish something in December and then I was bouncing around from like 5 or 6 or 7, ideas that are playing around in my head. And I was like, there's no time to do them all.
Well, like Jesse Spano said, right? No time. No, our last podcast, we talked about 80s, so I'm not going to interrupt.
But I had to whittle myself down to like, okay, focus on these 2.
Yes.
And,
And I resonate with that because that's sort of what I'm doing for my web series right now. Like, I really want to enter it into the Second City. They have like a kind of a sketch festival.
Okay.
And you can either write a sketch or you could submit several sketches for a web series. And I had submitted a sketch last year and, I didn't win. It's fine. I'm not bitter. I'm so bitter. But now I've kind of challenged myself, like you were saying, to maybe do something different and kind of what are the two that I want to focus on? What are the three that I want to focus on? So I'm trying to work on that in the middle of, just life, and work and all the dogs barking in the background, so I get that. Just trying, because we're creative people. Of course we have 8 billion awesome ideas, and it's like trying to find what are like the top 3.
Right.
So that I don't burn myself out, because burnout is a real thing.
And I think I burned myself out quite a bit.
Yes. I am constantly on burnout. I feel not burnout. Improv teaches you to say yes, and then you forget how to say no. Yes, exactly. So, you have to start getting to a point, like when you came earlier today, like that's where you kind of start like, I'm going to say no to this just because it's not worth, not that it's not worth my time. It's more like it's not worth my mental energy for something that I just don't need extra in my life right now. Like, I'm basic, so, my name's literally Lauren. Like, there's 8 million Laurens in the world.
There's like 50 billion Michaels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. So you get me on this. But it's just, and then now I feel like I'm tangenting. Where was I going with this? But it really, it's just about, like, for me, keeping it to what's essential in my life, like, kind of like, what is it? The hierarchy of needs guy. Like what are Lauren's hierarchy of needs? And it's like, I need something creative. I need work, so I need to focus on that. And then everything else is what we call lagniappe, which means just like something extra, so that's kind of, and love, I need love from all the pets and, friends and all that stuff too. Yeah, for sure.
Now, you were talking about some of these other things in your life. I know you started a new venture recently, and it's sort of picked up.
I did. I'm like, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about, like, my business? Or are you talking about, okay, because a lot of things are kind of picking up, too.
If there's other things.
Well, the writing's picking up and all these things. But, yeah, so my business, which you had actually, we had partnered with, I think, on another podcast.
Yes.
And, my business is called Buy You a Box, and it is basically a party in a box, a Louisiana party in a box. Like, what could go wrong with that, right? Because if there are any people who know how to professionally party, and I know that sounds crazy, but, like, it is people from Louisiana.
Weird tangent. Like,
okay.
This podcast is brought to you by Tangent. I just watched a video. Speaking of parties, I'm so sorry to take you off.
No, let's tangent.
But I just watched a video about how Netflix, unfortunately, has gone under. Not Netflix, pardon me. I just watched a video on how Blockbuster had gone under.
Yes.
And how they had the opportunity to buy Netflix. But the video wasn't about that. It was about how Blockbuster had an idea for this venture where it would be basically this building about the size of a block, and you could watch movies. They had restaurants, they had ball pits, they had slides, they had laser tag, they had all this stuff for adults only. No kids were allowed.
Wait, what is this place? Like,
they opened a few of them, but they weren't as profitable as quickly as they wanted them to be.
Man.
So they shut them down.
Why? Like, let me tell you, in business, patience is key. Patience is key. Like, wow, they really missed out. Because let me tell you, patience is key, right? Saints are on fire right now. I don't know if anyone's heard about the Saints, the New Orleans Saints. They're so, yeah, who what? Who dat? Okay, they are on fire right now. Mardi Gras is on fire right now. Wait till crawfish season is literally on fire because, like, everyone loves to eat crawfish. And I'm working on a new product, but I don't want to talk about it because it's not like that's going to be the mystery part. It's today's brought by tangent and mystery, but I am working on a new product that I'm launching, probably in fall, and, a new box. But it's all centered around like a Mardi Gras party, which I call Party Gras, a crawfish boil, which I call a ball, because that's kind of how we talk down there. And then, what's the other one I have? Oh, the brunch party. So like beignets and brunch and coffee, kind of like what we're doing now.
I just had a beignet a couple of weeks ago for the very first time.
And is it like the best thing ever? It's kind of like a funnel cake.
It kind of is, except it's more compact.
It kind of tastes like what you kind of had. It's a little just like doughier, I guess, depending on how you do them.
And so much powdered sugar.
So much powdered sugar. It is all about the powdered sugar.
I looked like I was, what's his name in, I look like, was that Pacino?
Oh, in
Scarface?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, there's so much powdered sugar.
All the powdered sugar, right? No, it is.
It's like, I promise you guys, it's powdered sugar.
They're like, sure it is. But yeah, beignets are actually, so like kind of not the spiel of my business because, it's about parties. But one of the aspects of my business is that it's supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, beignets are like the hardest things to make. And like, I am still trying to perfect them to make sure that whether I'm doing a YouTube tutorial, cause I do all these, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Buy you a box. No, sorry. That was a shameless plug alert. So like I'm trying to do all these videos and tutorials, but like I can't even master beignets yet. My mom can. Okay. Like, but she has like her own weird way of doing them,
what's the difference between the way you do it versus your mother?
Well, I can't. It's a secret. Okay. It's a family secret. So, like, I can't give it away on like this podcast to all of these people. Then I'm going to be Blockbuster and my business is going to go under. But no, I like all of the stuff that's in my boxes. Like, we do those parties. Like, I'm trying out this king cake right now to see if like, is it that easy to make? The answer is no. I'm not going to tell you what product it was, but like, it's all about like women or men who are just like on the go. They want to have a quick party. Boom. Go to my website, get your box. Boom. Have a party. Like that's literally where like this would have been like a part of a Mardi Gras party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So easy, simple. Although this took me about 3 hours to make that. Like that's not really easy and simple, but yeah, I don't know where I was going with all that. That was my shameless plug. So it's kind of, and actually, so I have been in business for a year today because
congratulations.
Well, actually it's a little more than that cause I had filed like my articles of LLC-ness and all that stuff like a little bit prior, but I had actually like announced like that I'm going in business for myself on King's Day. Cause I was like, well, it's the launch of Mardi Gras season. Like surely it's a lucky day to launch my Party Gras, Louisiana, Cajun, buy you a box business. I mean, I feel like who wouldn't choose that day? Right. But yeah, so it's been a year and again, patience for any business owners out there or future entrepreneurs who need a little bit of career advice. Patience. Cause now it's sort of picking up and, we'll see where that roller coaster takes us. Cause it's going to take me somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but maybe it take me back to Louisiana. I don't know. But yeah.
But best of luck to you. This is really good.
Yeah, I think so too. You want another piece of king cake? Or some more ice cream?
I probably want some more of that ice cream. It was delicious.
Yeah, it was so good. I'm like, I mean, when I was down in Louisiana, I had WDSU, I think is like the equivalent. It's the NBC station in Louisiana. And I follow them on Facebook, and they were like, so now they have king cake ice cream everywhere. And literally the first thing I did when I got into Texas yesterday, God, that feels like it was like 10 years ago. When I got back, I was like, I need to get me some king cake ice cream. Like, I need all the home things because, like, you know, you get homesick sometimes, as I'm sure you know. Oh,
yeah. Like, my thing is, in Jamaica, we have, like, patties, which are, like, basically, they'd be, like, for Hispanics, it'd be, like, empanadas. They're, like, these, like, flaky crust things with, you know, they're stuffed with minced meat.
Oh,
they're so good. But then you also have to have them with, which is a little bit harder to find here, but I heard that a store, I think like a carnival store or something like that might have them. I'm not plugging them or anything, but some hard dough bread. They have like another kind of bread, that you're supposed to, you know, slide them into, which is called cocoa bread. But, and it's it's a really, you know, hearty, these are very hearty sort of breads.
You're just making me hungry.
And so like, you know, my mom came back from Jamaica a couple of months ago and she brought me some cocoa bread, you know, and I think she brought some patties too, but I was just like, you know, and a loaf of hard dough bread, which most of the bread that you get here in the States and stuff, like I even had a bagel recently, you know, I can't even remember what brand it was, but the bagels are all like soft and
kind of unusual.
Almost like bread, you know, like typical like bread.
Like regular bread.
Yeah. Yeah. But in Jamaica, they have hard dough bread, which is like, you know, they use like a, you know, if I dropped it like from here, it'd be like, you know, brick hitting, you know, I'd be afraid to like break your glass on your tabletop. But, you know, it's a very hearty bread. Yeah. And so, you know.
Oh man, now you're making me, like, now you said bread, and now I'm thinking like, oh, I could go for some French bread right now. I want to make me like a po' boy. This is what happens when you have like podcasts on King's Day after just getting back from Louisiana. Now I'm like, you know, missing home, but I'm glad to be back in Texas because I'm like, as you can see, this is my life right now. This is everything going on, as you can see. And my biggest thing is January 26th, the festival. You know, that's kind of
a little under 3 weeks away as we're recording this.
It'll be fine. I bought a fly outfit to wear, so I'm like super excited. But oh man, yeah, that's everything so tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow I have to post some social stuff on for my website. I have to meet with a graphic designer for my new product that I'm coming out with. And yeah, I'm having Brenner with my friends. For those of you who want to know, I'm having Brenner with my friends on Friday. Cause I love, like, that's another thing too that like not a lot of people know about my business and stuff is that all the parties, like I do them. So I can see like, is this really easy? Is this like not easy? Is this product, does it take 3 hours to make or does it take like 1? You know, cause my goal would be like, woman gets off of work at, you know, 7:00 on Thursday. She orders a box. She gets it on Saturday. She can whip this sucker up in about 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of, and Cajun food is really hard to cook. So like, and all the products I get, like they're the stuff that like my mom has in her kitchen. Like it's super authentic AF, if you will. So I try to like have my friends over and be like, you know, how easy is this? How quickly can I do it? How good is it? Because like if I'm promoting Cajun food and like it tastes crappy, you know, like, ugh, I don't want to be that girl, So yeah, that would be, you're looking at, all of the things in my life right now. That's January. Like,
I know. But have you also looked into, I know you're talking about posting stuff, but, and I need to, maybe try to automate some stuff a little bit more, but they have a thing, Buffer, where you can go on and, I use them on occasion. They'll, if you like create links and stuff,
yes,
they'll shrink your links, which is great for Twitter and just everywhere. But then, you can also schedule stuff out ahead of time.
So, okay. Yes. And, see the improv at work right there.
Yeah.
So I did that while I was on vacation, and people were like freaking out. Like, people were like, Lauren, why are you up at 4 a.m.? Like, Lauren, like what are you doing posting? What are you doing posting at Bayou? And like, I'm posting latergrams, and I'm like, like really trying to, build a brand, build my business. And people are like freaking out. Like, people are like, Lauren is up working till 3 in the morning. And I'm like, no, I just automated all that stuff.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah, it was interesting. But, the whole social world is just kind of a world all of in itself. Like, we're so much that, like, I don't even know which things to get on.
I know.
It's
like so much, like, like the kids are on these new things now.
I don't know about Snapface. I'm like, I don't know about Snapface, so whatever it is.
Snapchat. I was just like, I got on it just to try it, but
it's too much.
It's too much, and it seems like it's like a more 1-to-1 versus 1-to-many. And I also prefer, like, sometimes just being on Instagram and just scrolling and seeing.
Yeah, it's like comforting. Like, oh, look, today's her anniversary. Oh, that's great. Like, oh, love this, love that. Like, it's comforting. It's not like, I feel like Snapchat is very stressful. Like, it's kind of like, oh my God, let me find a little bunny face from a face. Like, I have that, or it's going to disappear. I don't know. I have chosen to stay out of Snapchat and Twitter as well, because I feel like a lot of people, I feel like Twitter is just like the lunchroom at school. Like, people are just like, some people are just like kind of crappy, and I'm just like, yeah, I am not even walking in. I'm eating outside on Facebook. I'm eating outside on Instagram. I mentioned I was on YouTube, but also Pinterest. So for anyone who does Pinterest, you can follow all the things, all the pictures. But cause you just, like, you don't really know where you're going to blow up. So you're kind of like, I need
all your bases.
I need to be on all the things,
I know. I feel that way, with the podcast. Cause, like, I met some podcasters when I went to a podcaster mixer, when was that? Back in several months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of them were on Twitch. And I'm like,
You just blew my mind. I'm like, what is Twitch?
Twitch is kind of like YouTube.
Okay.
And you can use it in conjunction, but like people play games and stuff and just watch you, like, doing stuff. So it's kind of like YouTube, but it's like live streaming. Okay,
that sounds stressful. I feel like
But I was thinking about trying to get you over to my place so we could do it, because I've had a couple people over sometimes.
Oh, dang.
And so, like, we we'll announce it to be like, hey, from on this day from such and such time, come. And I had why is his name escaping me now? I see his face.
Is it someone who did a podcast with you?
Yeah, he did an episode with me, but he he was mostly with DCH. Danny.
And now
Gallagher.
Yes.
Gallagher.
Yes.
So he was a writer on, I think, the Jackbox Party episode 4 or whatever.
Really?
Jackbox Party 4. And so, but on one of the games in particular, which was the Trivia Murder Party, which my girlfriend and her kids, it's not a plug by any means. But,
this is the tangent plug show. Everything's a plug.
I'm not plugging it that, whatever. But, plug. But, but Danny was a writer on a Trivia Murder Party, and my girlfriend and 2 of her kids in particular, like, absolutely love that game. And so it's one where you play on your phone is the controller. And so, like, you pick, multiple choice, and then, like, if you get it wrong, then they bring those wrong people to another room, and, then they'll do a challenge with you. And then, if you lose the challenge, then you die and become a ghost, but you can still play. And they play until, like, I think, like, 4, maybe 6 people can play in that particular thing.
I love it.
And then they play until, like, the last person is alive. And then you go into this final round where,
do you play against other people?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds so stressful.
You're playing against each other. You're playing against each other. And so, like, on that final round, the person that's still alive is, like, halfway, or maybe 3/4, a quarter of the way across the board, and then everybody else, as they've died, are, trailing towards the end. And then they do this, trivia thing. And so, like, it's like multiple choice. So they'll give you a category, and then they'll give you, like, 2 answers. And so you have to select which 2 fall under that thing. But if you're dead and a ghost, you get 3 answers to choose from to get it right. Cause you're trying to move up to take their body and get out of the room before you all die.
This sounds terrifying.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. You gotta play it. But they have, like, all sorts of, like, different party games that you play with your phone. And, because Danny had done, 4 and we loved it, did that game on that one, that Trivia Murder Party, or it may have been 3. I don't remember. They came out with 5 a couple months ago, and so we got it. And I really love. They have You Don't Know Jack, which is a new iteration of the previous game, and so we were playing that on New Year's, but we didn't stream. We were just kind of being homebodies, and I was sick and miserable. That's the way.
Let me just, like, plug for 30-something-year-olds, because that is how I celebrated New Year's as well. I was like, all this, like, party like it's 1999. I did it in 1999, and no, so, like, nothing to apologize for being a homebody.
But we're just home with the kids and.
Love it.
And so, but the Twitch adds a layer to where people, you let them know that you're broadcasting, and then they follow your channel, so they see what's up on the thing, but the game gives you a room code. And so you plug in to be a person, playing the actual game, but you can have, like 1,000 people watching and participating.
Okay. I'm like, that sounds stressed. Now I'm stressed out again. I was like, I keep going from, like, I could totally do this. I can't do this. I could totally do this. This sounds terrifying.
But it's so much fun because they can interact with you too. So they can, like, depending on the game, they could, like, we were playing, quick whips or something.
Quips. Yeah. I feel like I've heard of this. Quick.
I can't say the word now, but irregardless. So you come up with, they'll give you a prompt and you have to write something smart and funny, whatever. And then, everybody in the room votes on what they think is the favorite. But then you also have, if you have people that are in the viewing audience, they get to vote too, and you get points based on those people who they like more and stuff.
Okay. See, now I'm on board again. Now I'm like, okay, I think.
But then there's fire hypnosis.
Oh God, no, I can't.
And a lion and a lion tamer.
Yeah.
But,
oh no, that's not, well, you know what? We should still do it. Actually, you said you guys do this at your place?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when spring comes around, it's a good time for crawfish.
Aww.
So maybe we could, and we could have like just like a party and play. Like, I love to be around people. I love to entertain. I love chatting with you, so like, let's do it. Let's play this terrifying game while we cook some crawfish and just,
I'm excited.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, but you have to wait till crawfish season, which comes like after Mardi Gras season.
Y'all always have a season.
We're always off season too. Like everybody right now is kind of in weight loss season. And like Cajun people have decided, no, we're in gluttony season. Like we are not resoluting to lose weight, and I'm literally giving you king cake and ice cream today. Like, while most people are like, today is day 6 of my New Year's New Me, and I'm not making fun of anyone.
Cleanse.
I'm doing a cleanse. Yeah, no. Hashtag 30-something-year-old life too. I'm not doing a cleanse. I'm not. Actually, I did. I had one resolution, and that was to make no resolutions, and like, by 12:01, I had already succeeded at life. So, oh man.
I can't have none of that. I'm having my teeth stapled.
Exactly.
And doing a cleanse.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my jaw wires shut, so I can only eat soup. It's like, no. I'm going to eat all the things.
Did I say soup? I meant broth. Is that a noodle? It's going to get stuck in my wires.
And plus, I don't want to eat carbs because, like, think about, like, how good your life was before you knew what carbs were.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have all these friends who are, like, going on, like, keto and, like, low carbs. And I'm like, it's called Atkins. Like, stop trying to be whatever the new thing is and just, like, be a healthy person, be a happy person, like...
I'm on the birdseed diet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the air diet. It's air and
there
ice.
Are people that apparently do that. That, like, that's claim that they only live on air.
Well, good for them, because where I grew up, we called those birds. So, like, birds are the only things that can live just in air. And they still eat worms and things. So,
right.
like...
They still need their protein.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, and you know what? If you're out there and you're really like, I wish you all the best on all of your diets, but I'm also guessing you're definitely in your 20s and you're not, like, there is something beautiful about getting older. I joked about my gray hair, but like, the level of crap that I give right now is so like non-existent the older I get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, you know what? Hey, what you see is what you get. And like, I'm totally okay with that. It's like, we're all people, we're all human. I'm gonna eat this king cake. That ice cream is delicious. The king cake is delicious. I'm trying to think, what am I cooking for Brenner? I think I bought some Zapp's potato chips, which I'm probably going to have like later for lunch tomorrow. Like, I'm going to eat all those things, because at the end of the day, it's all about just your heart happiness, your mental health. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's important during the new year, not like the wired shut air birdseed diet.
We just did an hour.
Did we really?
Yeah.
So how do you end it? Like, do you just like, and this is Lauren Brizendine with Avert Your Eyes podcast at the end. The end. Like, I don't know. How do you end it? How do you usually wrap it up?
Usually I ask people to give their social. Yeah, let me get your social security.
That's a hard no for me. That's a hard no.
Get your social media, but you've already done that. I feel
like I've done that, like, hashtag plug, hashtag
birdseed.
Birdseed, yes, exactly. But I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we finally were able to do it. And my apologies for just,
No, it's fine.
This is my life. You're literally looking at the next week.
And we were talking before, but my stuff's been crazy with just life being a roller coaster. And then, once we found out that we got into a festival I've had to be okay. I had to put my, promo hat on and...
Wait, there's a festival?
What?
Wait, we made it to... the whole thing has been about a festival that we're in? No, I'm just being silly. Yeah, man, I am so excited about the festival. I am looking forward to it. I can't wait for you guys to see my outfit because I'm like, this is like my red carpet moment. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be formal, but
okay.
I saw the worry on your face. Like she's wearing a ball gown.
You guys, our movie's 9 minutes long.
No, it's just a fly outfit. It's fly.
And she's wearing a ball gown. She watched the Golden Globes. She got inspired.
First of all, Lady Gaga's dress was amazing. It really was.
I have to check it out.
I'm pretty sure tomorrow on all of the
coverage,
the coverage, you're going to see it. And it was beautiful and she looked beautiful. So.
Well, she's a beautiful person.
Yes.
And so talented. I don't know. I haven't seen a second of the Golden Globes, unfortunately. Today I spent all day from morning until probably I go to bed tonight. It's just been podcasts. I finished editing
all
an episode, put it up, was doing all this writing, doing the social for it, and then I did a podcast interview, and then I left straight from there to come here.
And what are we doing right now? Is this we've been podcasting the whole time?
I've been recording.
Because I'm just I'm sitting here thinking this is just two friends having coffee and cake, But I'm like, but yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been I like that it was kind of low key. And again, it goes back to just timing kind of just happens when it's supposed to happen. So hopefully whoever is listening is supposed to be listening right now. So that'd be really cool. It's just life working out life, right?
Right.
So.
Lauren, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You said this is
when do you think you're gonna, because I'm gonna try to find, knowing what projects I'm working on, I might be able to say something more thought-provoking than thank you, but how often are you coming out with the podcast?
Usually once a month, but for us, I'm doing one a week.
For the film festival.
To try to keep momentum going
So, I know what I can say. So, hope to see you guys at the festival on January 26th.
At 6:15.
At 6:15. We will all be there, right?
Yeah.
We're all going to be there.
Yeah.
So, come meet us all.
Yeah.
And see our faces. Or don't not right now. Yes, come see our faces. That's a good one. Right? It's a terrible one. It's terrible. It's fine.
Yes, and. That's the podcast. Thank you again to Lauren Brizendine for sitting down with me. I always have a great time catching up with her, and I can't wait to hear more about what she has coming up next. Don't forget to follow her on social media, and don't forget to pick up tickets to the screening of Alora at the Denton Black Film Festival. Again, you can find more information about that at www.avertyoureyespod.com. We'd love to come see you out there and say hello. Keep up with the Avert Your Eyes podcast or check out past episodes by visiting our website, avertyoureyespod.com. There you'll find everything you need to subscribe to the podcast with links to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Twitter, Facebook, and so much more. Go to www.avertyoureyespod.com and don't forget to leave a comment or review. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Michael Gibson Jr. And until next time on the Avert Your Eyes podcast. consider yourself warned.